For thousands of years, the Jedi Order of Tython trained their warrior monks in both the light and dark sides of the Force. Yet when the powerful Infinite Empire invaded the system and threatened their survival, the famous General Dagan Locke led their armies to victory by focusing solely on the dark side, embracing cruelty, hostility, and ruthless aggression. Witnessing his success, some thought the dark side was the only path to freedom and security, while others reacted oppositely, sickened by all the violence they saw, and so dedicated themselves to peace and the light side. The Great Jedi Schism gave way to a decade of Force wars, where light side forces eventually emerged victorious, reorganized themselves into the Jedi Order, abandoned Tython in favor of Ossus, and entered into an alliance with the Galactic Republic, an emerging superpower from the core worlds. For the next 1,000 years, the Jedi prospered, training students in a strict interpretation of the Force, until the respected Jedi Knight Zendor spoke out against their rigid dogmatism, abandoning the Order in the First Great Jedi Schism of 24,500 BBY. Founding the Legions of Latau, which taught an individualistic philosophy that embraced both light and dark side teachings from across the galaxy, war with the Jedi became inevitable, resulting in the death of Zendor and defeat of his followers. Secure in their victory, the Jedi and Republic prospered for many more years, but the spirit of Zendor's rebellion lived on when a new generation of knights and masters started experimenting with Force alchemy and the dark side, resulting in the Second Great Jedi Schism of 7003 BBY. Led by Master Ajunta Pall, the Dark Jedi fought 100-year darkness, but ultimately could not compete with their enemy's superior numbers and supplies. Defeated and exiled from the Republic, Ajunta Pall led his last surviving followers to conquer the Sith species homeworld of Korriban, breeding with a Force-sensitive dark side-wielding population to create the Sith Order, an empire that would one day take vengeance against the Jedi and Republic. For 2,000 years, the Sith Empire expanded and continued to develop their dark side philosophies, until reaching a golden age under the legendary Dark Lord Marco Ragnos from 5100 to 5000 BBY. It was the legacy of this mighty Sith Empire that went on to influence and fracture their enemies in the Jedi Order for many years to come, responsible for the Third and Fourth Great Schisms, which led to havoc and devastation across the galaxy. After the death of Marco Ragnos, the infamous Dark Lord Naga Sadow took power and nearly destroyed everything they built by emerging from their millennia-long exile to declare the Great Hyperspace War against the Jedi and Republic in 5000 BBY. Foolishly unprepared for the size and strength of their enemy, the Empire was defeated and nearly exterminated, saved only by the efforts of Dark Lord Vitiate and the Emperor Naga Sadow, who both survived the war and fled into exile, but continued to spread the legacy of the Sith. Meanwhile, the discovery of a powerful dark side Sith Empire was a terrifying revelation permanently engraved into the minds and records of the Jedi Order, providing the allure of forbidden knowledge which might entice those with more adventurous spirits. Thus, as the centuries went on, certain Jedi could not help but seek out this information, with some inevitably falling to the dark side, leading a faction to rebel against the Order in 4250 BBY, seeking to replace it with a new Sith Order. Faced with a Third Great Jedi Schism, a terrible civil war spread across the Republic capital of Coruscant, until the Darksiders were defeated and forced to flee. Making their way to the Voltar system, the would-be Sith attempted to harness a cosmic turbine and other ancient alien technology so powerful it could create artificial worlds. But they ultimately proved unable to control such tremendous power, leading to the Voltar Cataclysm, in which the entire system was destroyed, killing all the rebels and ending the war. While the Third Great Schism did not turn into a vast interstellar conflict, it proved a pivotal event for the galaxy, as the ideas and philosophies of these rebels went on to influence many powerful, transformative figures, including the Jedi Exar Kun, who abandoned the Order and studied the teachings of Naga Sadow and his followers, to become heir to the legacy of the old Sith Empire, launching a great Sith War against the Jedi and Republic in 3996 BBY. The Third Great Schism also went on to be one of several dark side influences that led Darth Revan to nearly conquer the Republic in 3959 BBY. Following years of wide-scale devastation, the Sith Order gradually diminished to the point many believed them extinct, yet the Jedi could never fully rid themselves of this dark side past, inspiring yet another rebellion in the year 2000 BBY. Considered a brilliant and powerful master of the Jedi Order, Thanius was an Umbaran male who developed an egocentric philosophy, believing the only certainty in life was the existence of one's own consciousness, leading to a selfish ideology where his own ambitions superseded all other considerations. When the Council outright rejected his ideas, Thanius became the earliest known member of the Lost, Jedi Masters who left the Order over ideological differences. Vowing vengeance against his former colleagues, Thanius set off in search of the last remaining Sith clans scattered throughout the galaxy, uniting them under his rule as Darth Ruin, master of a new Sith Order and Empire. Returning to the Old Republic, Ruin initiated the Fourth Great Jedi Schism by contacting those former friends and followers interested in his individualistic philosophy, quickly turning them to the dark side. With his forces ready, Darth Ruin began the new Sith Wars by sending wave after wave of his own men at the Jedi and Republic, sacrificing his people without care for the prosperity of anyone but himself. Recognizing that their loyalty, valor, and hard work amounted to no personal gain, Ruin's followers conspired against and assassinated the Dark Lord, continuing the war under new leadership. However, the problem of infighting only grew worse, destroying the unity of the Sith who fought countless internal wars for power. Similarly, the Jedi and Republic were also weakened by political infighting. Thus, the new Sith Wars of Darth Ruin, sprung from the Fourth Great Jedi Schism, continued on for 1,000 years, eventually leading to the weakening of both orders and collapse of their governments. Yet it was in the ashes of this conflict that Darth Bane emerged as heir to the Sith legacy, beginning a 1,000-year plan that ended in the defeat of the Jedi Order and conquest of the Republic, finally achieving vengeance against their ancient light side enemies. A special thanks to all those who contribute to Civilization X, like Sir Dayron of House Ashford, Fred Heartless, Knight of Iron and Ice, Ishmam Ahmed of Shamidiana, and Barachado. If you'd like to help the channel, be sure to give a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the links below, or else go to patreon.com/civilizationx, where you can gain early access to videos, vote on future content, and watch the Patreon-only series, Heroes of Lore and Legend.